My name is Sanjeev Welling, CEO and co-founder at Avira Digital. Avira Digital is a digital transformation company specializing in medical affairs planning and strategy. Welcome to Avira's digital podcast series, which specifically focuses on redefining medical affairs, value evidence management, digitization, and AI. Today, we have Sumati Rao, Senior Director and Head of Oncology, Value Evidence and Outcome at GSK. She's responsible for the US Oncology HEOR for successful product launches by defining and executing impactful value evidence generation plans for patients, payers, providers, and multiple stakeholders in the pharma ecosystem or healthcare ecosystem. Prior to joining GSK, she worked at BMS, Abbott, Wyeth. Sumati, welcome to our podcast series. Now let's hear more from Sumati. And Sumati, please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev. Like you mentioned very briefly, my name is Sumati Rao. I lead the value evidence and outcomes team in oncology, specific to the US market. I've been at GSK for about 4 years now. Prior to that, I was at BMS for about 8 years. And I have been in the health economics and outcomes research function for about 22 years now. So yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. And I'm sure that medical affairs is becoming a strategic leader in the pharma. You have seen it's evolving, the role are evolving, or value evidence's role is evolving, influencing broader pharmaceutical landscape, especially as it comes down to more strategic and central function nowadays. Do you see the similar, and what's your point of view?
Yes, absolutely, Sanjeev. Medical affairs is primarily shaping the clinical development decisions. It's also on scientific communications, communicating on the data, scientific communications to several external stakeholders and even internally, working cross-functionally as well within the pharma company, and also generating the right data. It's data generation. The data generation is key, especially in medical affairs. We've got to generate the right data and communicate to the right customers. And majority of the time, our customers are HCPs or physicians, payers, and they can be pathway organizations as well, especially in oncology, and also patients. The landscape, the oncology ecosystem has become very complex. So it is just one person making decisions on treatments like the HCPs. Those days have gone. There are multiple stakeholders making decisions. And for that, you have to generate the right data and have a scientific communication platform to communicate this data and to provide evidence to the right customers, internally and externally.
Absolutely. No, you brought it up, very important point. The value evidence area, especially on innovations coming from rapid growth of data and advancement and AI and all other transforming the integrated evidence. Some companies may use it, value evidence planning. And I'm sure that it's impacting oncology care specialty. And Sumati, we've been in the pharma for a long time. Pharma industry always go through the transition cycles, and these cycles are driven by either the innovations or product life cycles. Sometimes it's a big blockbuster product to specialty drug, right? These innovations are across, but we have seen AI and digital innovations is certainly a role in the evidence planning. So what's your point of view on that?
On AI, yeah, absolutely. Although AI and digital technology, you can say, is in its infancy, or maybe people are still learning about digital technology and trying to understand how to apply it. But let's talk about digital technology and its use in oncology, especially. I'm not downplaying other therapeutic areas, but then, especially in oncology, treatments are complex. There are multiple novel treatments and also toxicity or overall survival data. All this is critical and important. We do a good job of collecting that data in clinical trials. The trials, we have a protocol that is well established and standardized. The challenge becomes when the product gets launched and it's used in the real world. There are so many data gaps in the real world data. Let me give you an example. Many of the factors are how are physicians making decisions in using these treatments in the real world? What are those factors? The other gaps could also be biomarker data. Many times you don't have, or in these unstructured records, for example, a discharge sheet or a treatment report of a patient. There are details there in unstructured data, which we do not see in some of these structured large data. So AI and many of these computer algorithms could help us get to this hidden data that we may not be able to see in structured data, pull that data out for us. And this would also help us design our research projects and studies better. If there is a critical data, let me again take an example of a biomarker, PD-1. If PD-1 data is unknown or missing, critical factor, that's a critical variable for our data analysis. And many times, 95% of the time, the data is unknown in structured data. AI could help in natural language processing system and also many other complex algorithms that can be built to tap into these hidden data and pull data from unstructured records or unstructured data for analysis. The other thing I also want to mention, which is very well used and is becoming prominent in pharmaceutical companies, they're using AI to identify the right patients for clinical trials and also helping simplify the inclusion and exclusion criteria in these clinical trials. Enrolling the right patients, diversity, having diversity in the enrollment. FDA has put in guidelines for companies to have diverse population in clinical trials. AI can help go into these large data sets or databases and identify the right patients for the clinical trials, and also expand and simplify the inclusion and exclusion criteria in clinical trials. So there are 2 or 3 sets of AI and digital technology, I could say. One is in the real world data, and the other is identifying the right patients for clinical trial programs. Those are the ones that I'm familiar and aware of. I'm sure there are more, which I have yet to explore and understand.
Fantastic. I think it is amazing to see your point of view on that, and especially the AI algorithms, right? If you really look at it, they analyze the vast amount of structured, unstructured data, and especially to uncover the trends, the patterns, the correlationship that may not be transparent on the human analytics side of handcrafted analytics side of it. So I'm very much looking for your point. And I think in your brief discussion, you also brought it up, the patient centricity or patient centered oncology care, right?
Yeah.
Are you leveraging AI to drive some more patient-centric approaches in oncology?
We are not there yet, but we are looking into it, and I would like to work on it deeply if possible. One of the things that AI can do is identifying or developing predictor models and identifying high risk patients and what are those factors that are driving the high risk or severe patients, or prevention that we can do for creating any disease or causing any disease in patients. So AI could perhaps generate some predictor models for prevention of diseases. Not there yet, at least I haven't worked on it yet, but that's very fascinating for me. If that evolves, that is something that is going to be very patient focused and outcomes focused as well. It's going to be like individualized medicine, and also prevention will be more the key than treatment, which hopefully will happen in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. And do you see some challenges, or you can bring it up, challenges or opportunities in both digital adoption as well as on AI, but across industry, as you're part of the medical affairs society, do you see some challenges? Even though you know there are benefits, what's the challenge?
So I'll talk about myself and the challenges that I may face. It's more the unknown. It's more the uncertainty. There are so many digital technologies out there, the right one to use. Some may also think that, is it disrupting the work that we are already doing? Is it causing more noise? Where is the benefit here? There is a lot of excitement and understanding of digital technology and AI. However, what is the right to use for the right purpose? A couple of things that are challenging also, other than just understanding what the right tools to use. One of the things that I see happening across the industry is they look at digital technology as advancing a specific feature in a technology or in a digital tool. AI is not just advancing a feature. AI should be more a strategic approach. It's setting up a right process, setting up the right objective, and understanding how to use that tool or technology to advance or speed up the process. The speed should be giving out the data to the right customers. Will that be something that AI can do faster? That's something that is a challenge, which I have yet to see. The other thing also is hopefully AI and digital technology will break that silo, help bring large data sets together and understand how people in the industry can work cross-functionally. Medical affairs is generating the data, but how could it be used by the access team or the commercial team for their customers? We do generate the scientific data, but then there could be other data sets that other functions would be using. Can we bring all that together? Can AI help in bringing the plans and the objectives together and work as a cross-functional team and not just be siloed in one function, whether it is medical affairs, access, or the commercial team? So those are some of the challenges I feel, Sanjeev, are yet to be looked into. Setting up the right process, breaking those silos, and also understanding, can we even merge a lot of data sets together? Is there a firewall between data sets that we need to overcome? Because AI will be able to look into big, large data sets faster, that I feel are challenges, but also the fear of using some of these technologies, which is the right one to use. Opportunities are plenty, challenges are several too.
Thank you so much. And since we were talking about data, the integration, I'm going to bring up a very interesting perspective, and I would like to know about your point of view also on that, especially on the social media analytics. Sumati, we have seen the channels of insight generations, right? Whether it's a one-on-one meeting, conferences, surveys, advisory, whatnot, right? It's been changing in the industry. And real-time competitive intelligence and the market monitoring to track your competition activities, your market trends, regulatory developments. We have seen a lot of companies using public sources, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, help continuously monitoring those competitive pipelines, launches. So,
Yeah.
in today's world, the real time is a very important word for defining some strategies or creating your plans as a value evidence and what gaps you have. Maybe you need to understand that, right? What do you think about real time data and social media analytics could influence the role you are playing in terms of stakeholder engagements? What do you think about it is changing, and particularly in terms of building the stronger data driven connection with your stakeholders?
You bring up a good point, Sanjeev. Social media, Twitter, Google has a lot of data. All you have to do is do a Google search and you get plenty of articles that are scientific or just anecdotal messages about certain analysis or research. It is a challenge. Only a certain set of people go to conferences. Only a few people review abstracts or read manuscripts, right? Who are those customers who are looking at the data and making decisions on treatments and how to use those treatments or how to talk about the efficacy and safety of a treatment? Can AI bring all this data out there? And also understanding the treatment landscape, understanding the competition, who is coming out there with a novel treatment or stronger efficacy and safety data. In oncology, I'm taking oncology as an example. There is a lot of data. Some of it is just noise, some of it is scientific. We need to do a good job and a better job of bringing it all together and understanding how to communicate the right data to the right customers. The other thing I also forgot to mention is we need to do a good job of understanding our customers. What are our customers asking for? Are we sharing the right data? Are we generating the right data? Are we designing the right clinical trials? Are we meeting some of the needs of our customers? Maybe generating some data which the customers may not even want to know about, right? So it's bringing in insights from our external stakeholders and also compiling all the data, whether it is social media or abstracts or from congresses and manuscripts, we are not there yet. We need to do a good job of having a repository or understanding well in advance what data is going to be presented at a conference or article is going to be published in a peer-reviewed journal, and understanding how we can use the data to our benefit or how we can refute the data with the right studies that we can design.
Thank you so much. I know there's a lot to cover, but I sincerely appreciate your time. And on behalf of Avira, thank you so much for giving your insightful on this medical affairs, and looking forward to meet with you.
Yes, thank you, Sanjeev.